Let's talk about a one-sided trunk strength exercise that is so functional that you probably do it daily without thinking about it. Let's talk about the farmer's carry, or what I like to call the suitcase carry. This carry is so important for your body. It's important if you have recovering from back pain or have back tightness. It's also important for hip issues, leg issues, arm things. It's just an all-encompassing exercise that is very important for you to load and for you to strengthen. This single arm carry has a couple different things that are kind of the key points in it. One thing, as you're doing it, you want to hold this on one side. You can do two sides at the same time to work on just global strength as your body is coming down. But I prefer if you just load one side or if you've offset loads. So your trunk has to do more because you have a lighter weight on one side, a heavier weight on the other side, or you don't have any weight on one side and you have a heavy weight on the other side. Why? Well, one reason is because your body's going to want to tilt towards that side, and your trunk can now resist against that pulling and maintain that nice upright posture. Another thing this does is it works on your grip strength for holding that single weight on that side. It also works as you're taking your steps. You can do this walking on your toes to add a little bit more calf, or you can do this just regular walking back and forth to work on your single leg stances and your dynamic movements of your hips working with your trunk. This is a great exercise that usually doesn't have the same movement patterns that you've programmed into your brain to help you support your back that you're now having to fight against if you do have back pain. It also works some of your obliques. So as we talk about your obliques, a lot of times we think about like different crunches, we think about different leg reach outs. And this one-sided carry now brings that into an upright position. It also helps you with stability as you're doing your squats, as you're doing your deadlifts, because your obliques are working more for you in this exercise, and so they're getting stronger for you, but as you're moving your hips and as you're keeping your back still, like a squat and like a deadlift, except for it's more dynamic, and so you'll get more benefits out of it than just even doing your other lifts. It's also an exercise that you can load more. You can really load up on that single-sided and carry across the room, turn around, carry back across the room and set it back down. Or do it for time. I love doing this exercise for time because as you're doing it, you're like, I'm getting tired here. I'm getting really where your trunk is getting fatigued. And it's a great way of bringing it to a very functional thing. One of the things to think about this is not to over tilt yourself to the other side, but just maintain that upright posture. It also works your shoulder blade muscles because as you're doing the carry, you're focused on opening the chest and letting your shoulder drop down as it's holding the weight. What you don't want to do is raise your arm up and try to carry the load through your upper trap. Relax that shoulder and let the movement kind of pack your shoulder down and get it in its most stable position, and use your lats and use your shoulder blade retractors a little bit to help you keep that nice posture through your trunk and load your shoulder as it's pulling down to help you strengthen those as well. Also think about taking big enough steps that you're forcing your glutes to work with you. You're forcing your legs to become more unstable as you reach and step towards that next step. If you have any questions on this, I'd love for you to pop them in the comments below. But this exercise is perfect for adding into any workout at any time. Cheers, y'all.